4 for 4. Those are my Rumble predictions. If you recount my last video, I gave the preview. I said Bailey was winning. I said Cody was winning. I said Logan was winning. And I said Roman was winning. And I got it all right. So, little victory lap for me. But let's break down the event that was and how this looks on the road to WrestleMania. This is the Rumble Royal Review. So I'm just gonna go in order. You know, those of you who are fans have seen it already, so I'm not gonna break down every single entrant and every single elimination, every single hold and eye poke and all that kind of stuff. But just give an overall view of how I felt the matches were. Did it get thumbs up, thumbs down for me? And you know, yeah, what does it look like going forward? So we'll start with the women's Royal Rumble match that started the show. And I thought this was good. This was a fantastic Rumble match. And it's one of those things where I feel like some Rumbles don't do. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I got recency bias, but like there wasn't an elimination for a while in that match starting out. And that's what kind of one thing that caught my eye was that it was like 10 women in there really before we had an elimination. Something along those lines. You can go back and watch it on the Peacock if you want to go see that. But anyway, your first entrant was Natalya, and your second entrant was a returning Naomi, which is I don't know why I didn't include her in my list of maybes, because that is a big deal. You know, Naomi coming back after leaving the way she did with Sasha Banks and going out on TNA, all these other places, and doing her own thing, making her name bigger to come out. It was, you could tell it meant a lot to her and meant a lot to the whole crowd. It was just a cool moment. We did have an appearance by the TNA women's champion, Jordynne Grace, which was cool. It was not the first time it was done. If you recall, I think in 2020, I think it was, or 2019, one of those. Mickie James, who was the TNA Knockouts champion at that time, came out in the Rumble with the title, and they acknowledged it. But what was cool about this one is, Jordynne Grace really didn't have a presence in WWE before, her TNA rise to stardom. Mickie James established her name in WWE, and then it was just coming back, happened to be the champ at the time. Jordynne Grace was like an outsider, really, coming in as a champ of another promotion, and had a really good showing. And it was cool. You saw Jade Cargill make her debut, and if you're going to debut a strong woman, you debut her that way, as she lifted up Nia Jax and tossed her over the rope with fair ease. Usually that's a spot where it's like 10 people at the same time just hoop boop doop over the rope, and that's the spot. But with one person eliminating Nia Jax, they did her right. And then of course in the 30 spot you had the returning Liv Morgan, who that was one I saw a lot of commentators, like wrestling YouTubers and all that stuff, wrestling personalities online, just that was the safe bet to come back. And she had a good showing. She eliminated a couple people, kind of stuff. And then it came down to Liv, who was a finalist last year. Came down to Bailey, and it came down to Jade. And also Tiffany Stratton was in there, and Roxanne Perez. So I think Tiffany she probably has a few more things to do in NXT, but look for her to be on the main roster sometime this year, definitely. Maybe in time for Money in the Bank, because if you recall last year at Stand Deliver, she had that ridiculous spot which won me over when she was on top of the ladder in the middle of the ring and fell all the way to the floor. And not her fault, but no one really caught her in that spot, and she still got up and did her thing. And she had the street fight, I think it was a street fight, whatever it was, with Becky Lynch mid to late 2023. So Tiffany Stratton is one. Roxanne Perez had decent showing, but at the end, all three women were fighting on the apron. Liv and Cargill were trading blows, and Becky at the last minute jumped back in the ring real quick, and then once Liv eliminated Jade, Bayley eliminated Liv to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and it was the right call. This match, thumbs up for me. It had the surprises. Women got to shine who normally don't see. It set things up in the future. You know, we had the image of like Becky Lynch just like ooh on the floor. So it was good. This was, I'll say now, this is probably definitely the stronger of the two Rumble matches. I'll get to the men's last because it was the last match, but it was a strong match. It was hot throughout. The crowd was on their feet throughout it, and Bayley was the right call. I think Bayley's story within Damage Control of a la Batista in 05 or something like that, it's the best story they could tell, and it's the one that needed the Rumble to make sense. You know, getting to like a EO Bayley, it could have happened within the next 2 months of change, but the Rumble is the thing that puts it together and gives the story the most compelling part of it. So the right winner, although I wouldn't have been mad if like a Liv or Becky won it, or heck, at this point give it to Jade. She impressed enough. But yeah, Bayley won. It was the right call, and good job, Bayley. All right, we have the next match was the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Heavyweight Undisputed Galactic whatever championship. Roman Reigns, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and not all. Well, depending on who you ask, not often is the top title match of a card the worst match of the night. But this was the worst match of the night, and I'm not saying it was like offensive to the eyes or anything. It was a pretty decent match. It had good spots throughout, but I don't know if the lack of chemistry between all the guys in there at the same time, or the air was out of the building after that fantastic Women's Rumble. But this just did not hit a gear it needed to hit. It was. This one, it's like a car that you expect to tear it up on the highway, and all it's doing is the speed limit in the far right lane, the exit lane. If you're weird and live in one of those countries that drive on the wrong side of the road, the left lane. But yeah, it felt safe, and I don't think any match involving Roman Reigns should be safe. It paint by numbers. You had the interference at the end with Solo. Although the spots were cool, I don't know, I just couldn't really get too in it. The outcome was never in question. Roman retained. I don't know if he messed himself up, like kayfabe or not. Towards the second half of the match, Randy was like legitimately holding his arm the entire time. So I don't know if he messed something up or what was going on, but it wasn't the better ones of the title defenses, and I think the crowd can tell it. And yeah, Roman won. He's supposed to win. None of the other guys, they're good, but they don't make sense for the title right now. So this one gets middle. I'll give it a thumbs in the middle, only because I reserved thumbs down. The match was just bleh, and it wasn't like I said, it wasn't offensive to the eyes. It just was a okay match. So yeah, thumbs in the middle. All right, moving on to Logan Paul and Kevin Owens for the United States title, and this wasn't like a 5-star like barn burner classic, but I like the story that was told. Okay, I thought the ending was well done with his friend getting thrown out trying to help, and then what's it called? Austin Theory, Grayson Waller helping out Logan because they just don't like Kevin Owens. Getting the brass knucks to Logan, Kevin Owens steals the brass knucks and uses them. And at 1-2, the ref gets 20/20 vision and sees the brass knucks and disqualifies KO. So Logan Paul wins by disqualification. I always appreciate new. And that was a new finish to a Logan Paul match, because the last not the every single one, but within the last couple, you see like the brass knucks being used, and the like one lucky punch, 1, 2, 3. How you doing? But the disqualification was good. I thought the match in the middle was pretty good. Again, Logan Paul proves that he belongs here. He proves that, you know, he should probably do this be his day job. I know he's too famous and has too much money to do that, but seeing him around more wouldn't hurt. KO was fantastic here. This was great, a great storytelling match, I think. So, yeah, Logan Paul won. I knew he was gonna win. It makes more sense for him to walk into the grinding stage of them all as a champ. Thumbs up. Don't have much more to say about that. It's just good. And then we get to the main finale. We get to the, I guess it's a finale. We get to the main event, which was the men's Royal Rumble match. And me personally, I popped for this match, but it wasn't as good as the women's. For those who don't know, Cody Rhodes won at the end. We'll get to that. But the first cool part of the match was that Jay, let me get it right. Jay and Jimmy were 1 and 2 respectively coming out. So, you know, WWE being messy was good for business. You had a returning Omos. You had a Carmelo Hayes, who I think at this point is not really an NXT call-up. It's main roster now. You had Braun Breaker come up. There wasn't really too many surprises, which is good. You know, although the Royal Rumble is like the one spot for, you know, returning legend pop. They used their roster, except for the, I think he was 22 or something like that. Pat McAfee, who returned to do commentary, his music played, he was an entrant, and Homeboy just like got in there. He said, nah. He saw the 7'3" Omos. He saw Braun Breaker, who was just spearing people left and right like they owed him money. And he said, nah, fam, we got that. So he he ducked out, which our true spot was hilarious. You know, he rushed to the ring acting like it was what's it called, a tag team match. And I don't know what's more funny, him act like a tag team match in a 30-man free-for-all over the top rope, or Dominic Mysterio and Gunther playing into a spot with like Dom just making the hot tag, and like R-Truth doing his childhood hero John Cena's signature moves. So that popped me huge. Oh yeah, R-Truth had a cool spot, a funny spot, and he tried to enter the women's Royal Rumble, and for obvious reasons he couldn't. So that was funny. But yeah, and then so the final 4 of the match was Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. It was a pretty hard-hitting affair. CM Punk threw Drew over. You know, Drew kind of crazy. So look for that to be something going forward. And then Gunther got eliminated, so it's down to CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and they basically just had a match. It was like a match within the match. It was like at least 10 minutes. I don't know exactly how long it was. And during that, they showed the 2 male world champions up top, Seth Rollins, and then Roman Reigns. I assume they're on one on each side, like of where they're looking. Although it would have been hilarious, they were just kind of like the boxes like side by side. That would have been funny. But CM Punk and Cody Rhodes basically had a match at the last 2, with Cody eventually throwing CM Punk over and winning the men's Royal Rumble. Again, it didn't have the juice of like the women's Royal Rumble, I thought, but it didn't need to be. Because this one, more so than the women's, you knew who the final 2 were. You knew who the potential winners were. It was Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. It always was Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. And Cody winning, being the first back-to-back winner in 2060 or something like that. It was absolutely the right call. The Cody story is the right one to tell at Mania. And similar to Bayley winning, his story needed the Rumble to make the most sense, and he proved that tonight, because, you know, a lot of times Rumble winners, like, they wait before whoever they try to call their shot against, especially when there's two world champions. Cody said, nah, forget all that noise. He pointed right at Roman at the end of the night and said, it's on, sucker. And Roman was like, oh, it's on, sucker. So that, and for that story to make sense, he needed the Rumble win because, you know, Rumble wins could challenge whoever. So brand be damned. So yeah, Cody needed the win. You can still get to Rollins, Punk, just because they don't like each other. You can tell a story like Punk comes, oh, I don't like you. Rollins like, I don't like you. And then you can do a match that way. We do have the Elimination Chamber coming up in a month, so you maybe put a shot at the World Heavyweight title on the line in the Chamber. At Mania, have Punk win that. So there's ways to get to that match still without needing a Rumble. Cody's versus Roman without the Rumble win, really, it could be told. Maybe do the reverse thing and just have Cody like be a one-time guest on SmackDown Elimination Chamber. But with the Rumble win, it makes it easier to tell, it makes it more coherent, and lack of surprise is always not a bad thing. This match does get a thumbs up, not like a super thumbs up, but like it's a thumbs up. Overall, it's a good match. But yeah, like I said, I called it 4 for 4. I'm just that good, or it was just 4 obvious winners, but I'll just say it was that good. Overall, this pay-per-view gives a thumbs up. It had me. It was fun with 4 matches. It was still fun for the nearly 4 hours it was on, or yeah, 4 hours. I do like pay-per-views with less matches because it gives time for each one. There's no reason for one like night to have like 9 matches. It doesn't make it damn like a sense, especially if you're only give like a couple of 5 minutes that could have been saved for a TV instead of a pay-per-view, or sorry, I keep saying pay-per-view, PLE. Yeah, I thought it was good. The surprises were surprising, well, at least for me, because I actively stayed away from spoilers on X, which you can follow me at itsheartphelt in all social media. Wink. The right people went over, and I'm curious to see where they go for Elimination Chamber on this with like Logan Paul. Maybe that's the other. No, because you probably have to do a women's as well, and I don't see him doing like 3 Elimination Chamber matches off that pay-per-view. So I'm still curious to see who challenges Logan Paul next. You can easily run it back with KO, do a KO Logan based on what happened, but we'll see. Bailey has to make her decision who she's gonna face. It could be Rhea, could be Io. I think it's Io, but there's that story to tell after this. Cody Roman is all, no. The story's there. Cody's story, Roman's dominance, all that kind of stuff. Their history from last year, it's there. And they're gonna drag it out, because I think last year they dragged it out a little. They really didn't interact till like till right before, like 3 weeks before Mania, maybe. I don't know. My memory's not that good, but we'll see. So yeah, those are my thoughts for the Rumble. I was going to do this right afterwards, but I had a couple of, as Cody put it, libations during a show. I took myself to bed, and as you can see, recording this is AFC Championship Sunday. Go Ravens. I'm recording this before, while I'm still in a good mood, because if if I record this after the game and they lost, every match getting a thumbs down. Everybody getting thumbs down. Everybody in that crowd, I will find pictures of everybody. They all get thumbs down. But like I said, that's my reaction to this, to Royal Rumble. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But that's gonna do it for me. I am Heartfelt. Go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps me grow on the channel. Again, all socials: Instagram, TikTok, X, at It's Heartfelt, and I will catch you guys next time in a video. If you guys want to see any type of video, let me know. I'm open to suggestions as well. But yeah, Heartfelt. Peace.